Interior X-Ground School, classroom, night. The room is empty except for the pause exciting animations on the projector. Peggy stands in the projector light. The frozen aircraft is short of the runway, nose high, run in every direction. Fabian entered without knocking. Fabian said, "You are using him as a metronome." Metronome. 这是什么 Peggy says, "I'm teaching him decision speed." Fabian said, "Yes, and every warning known as whether you are still alive." Peggy shut the laptop. Peggy says, "You want me to stop?" Fabian said, "I want you to know what you are doing before he trusts it." Then finds the business. Burgess. Peggy said he come back. Fabian says students do that when a teacher leaves the runway lights on. Peggy looks at the dock screen. Peggy says, "If I cannot see in the comics, I can still teach the line." Fabian says, "Then tell me where your line is." Fabian laid her with that. Peggy opened the laptop again. The frozen aircraft returns. This time she does not flinch before pressing play. Interior during prisons, record room night. Venus sits on the floor between the firebox shoes off, and if the prison has finally broken into surrender. Morimoto fixes all shift printouts through the scanner, older than some images. Pudding compared 3 pages under desk lamp. Venus says, "Good news, paper is still a coward." He holds up a printout. Venus says, "If it lays prints, then when wrong." The cameraman 10 request appears on one sheet as agreed at 10:03 hours. On another print before lunch, it does not exist. On Pudding's notebook page, the RAG window matrix the manifested transfer 2140 hours to 2148 hours scan train transfer window. Pudding says they want me to sign the RAG after the cargo boom. Marbudu say yes. Pudding say, "Then if it becomes official, I knew the camera was blinded." Venus say, "You become the man who saw nothing because he agreed nothing could be seen." Pudding stares at the 3 pages. Pudding says, "Before the lights stop." Venus looks at Marbudu. Venus says, "Flight school is making him weird but successful." Marbudu says, "So stop." Pudding takes out his phone. He's photographing nothing. Instead, he writes a work order number by hand. They fold the page into the back of the notebook. Pudding says, "If I do not sign, they will make another page." Malibu says, "Let him." Pudding says, "Then we compare the second line." Interior Pudding's room late night. The desk countries has become one board of war. Flight notice, prisoners, photocopies, a calendar with too many stickers. Pudding draws a line down the clean sheet. Before or after, under before. Do not cite camera outrage. May then create second version. Under after. If official find who ordered it, his phone lights. Peggy say tomorrow. Actions airplanes 5. Pudding reads it twice. He looked at the person notes, then at the flying notes. For once, neither page looks like it belongs to someone else. He tapped back. Pudding said, "I will be there." He almost write more, does not. He said it long, 0400 hours. The lamp clicked off. The notebook stayed open in the dark. Exterior as a ground school rammed pre-dawn. A trainer was under around 9 wiping down with sea air. This is not a simulator. Putting stock 3 steps ashore, Peggy stands beside the wing with the checklist. Fabian is further back, arms folded, keeping the morning not a pause. Peggy says, today the line is real paint. Pudding looks toward to the wrong way. Peggy says, are we using the decision line list? Peggy says, no, we are doing the same truth with the smaller numbers. He hands in the checklist. He does not put it away. He reads the first item, then touches the aircraft where the item lives. Pudding says pre-flight inspection. Peggy watching him complete the circuit around the trainer. When he returned to the door, his face is not clenched. It's better than clenched. It's present. Peggy saying, pilot seat. Pudding cleansing. Peggy cleans into the right seat after him. For a moment, her hands stuck on the door frame's metal seat. Instrument and cross an air, Pudding seated. Pudding says, before and after. Peggy looking, she understands what she's asking. Peggy says, before. She took down the braces outside the airplanes, then sit down anyway. Pudding does not congratulate her. He only turns to the checklist. Pudding says, seatbelt and doors. Peggy closes her doors. The latch catches. Both are land-headed. Pudding looked back to the checklist. Pudding says, fuel sectors. He points. Peggy nods. Peggy says, say what you see. Pudding says, select down the bolts. Make sure reach. Throttle crack it. Peggy's hands reset. Flag on checklist now on the door. Peggy says, clear probe. The words waiting in his mouth outside. Fabian stepped away from the probe. Pudding said, clean probe. His voice carried out through the checklist window. The engine catches. The cabin vibrates. Peggy flinches once, dazed. Pudding said, after? Peggy's not yet. He understands some lights are still ahead. Through the windshield, the whole shoulder line waits in the white paint. Interior trainer cockpits on ramp sprint down. The engine trembles through the sea rails. Pudding keeps one hand on the checklist and one hand while Peggy talking to keep it. Peggy's door is latched. Her bracing is not perfect, it's present. Peggy's oil pressure. Pudding checks the gulf. Pudding says rising. Peggy says altimeter. Pudding says charging. He wants to look at her face after every answer. He does not. Peggy says brakes. He presses both pedals. Pudding says set. Outside, Fabian rises up 2 fingers. Taxi clearance, nothing commercial. Peggy says, this airplane's move when you left it, not when you bat it. Pudding released pressure too quickly. The trainer runs. Peggy's hand snapped toward the panel, then stopped short of the touching anything. Peggy said, your brake, your center line. Pudding catches ugly, but catches. Pudding said, my brake, my center line. The trainer begins to roll. Exterior outskirts ground school taxiway dawned. The trainer crawled along the yellow lines like a nervous pencil. Fabian walks parallel at first, then let it go. Inside the cockpit, Pudding's shoulder tried to do the work of his feet. Peggy said, do not steer feet. And those wonders snapped. He can't correct too much right. Pudding said, I know. Peggy said, not knowing, doing. He softened his angles. The yellow line returned under the nose. the hand, the toe short markings, two short lines, so solid line, two dashed line, white and yellow band designing what a person is allowed to do next. Peggy said there. Pudding puts power in idles and pressure brakes too early. The airplane stopped falling long short. Pudding said before the line. Peggy said before is not fear. Before is useful distance. She let it shift. Peggy said testing again. Test again, stop where the line can still see you tries. He released the brakes. The airplane rolled this time. He started with the mocking just a tad of the nose. Clean enough that even Fabians does not move. Peggy said good. Pudding stay at the whole shorelines. Pudding said, this one is before. Peggy said yes. Pudding said what is after? Peggy looked down the empty runway. Peggy said after when you stopping asking if you stopping will make you look foolish. After is when you stop asking if you stopping will make you look foolish. 这有点太饶舌吗？ After is when you stop asking if you stopping will make you look foolish. 好饶舌。That's it.